Okay, now today we're gonna understand how JWT works and how authentication authorization are linked with fingerprint tokenization. Let's understand. Today's agenda is to understand both the topics, both the tech topics. So now I will make you understand in JWT paint application. So now assume that this is the paint. Okay, it's good, it's fine, it's looking very good. So now let's what how JWT and how both the tech stack and all of this work. Like this is your this is your request. This is a client side. This is a client how it client gonna request. This is JWT authentication and authorization, authentication checking, and then this is the actual API which gonna be like provide you the information you're willing to know. So this is a very simple thing to understand. Like client request to the authentication side. Authentication is request to the Chrome side to like fetch data. So like this is the Chrome. This is the Chrome extension. So I will treat this is the Chrome extension, and this is the actual API which is gonna be like provide you the data. So like this is the like the authentication. Now the authentication will may request the web browser to like get the tokens and like cookies in the session to like fetch actual to validate the token so that it can route you to the API which gonna use the API which they are requesting about. So now client make the request to the authentication. Now authentication fetch the or a token from the web browser, which is stored in the form web browser to fetch tokens, and token now is stored in the form of cookies in the session in the web browser. Now if web browser provide the token to the authentication, now the web browser provide the authentication to the now web browser provide the token to the authentication. Now authentication will route the client request to the like actual web browser. So this is the actual JWT works. This is how very simplification. Like client make the request, it goes to the authentication side, and by the middleware may go to the authentication side. Authentication fetch the data. Authentication make the request to the web browser to get the tokens. If token is validated, its token is being verified and authenticated by the authentication system. Now the authentication will route the request to the real API which the user is being requesting about. Now after the fetching and then validation of the tokens, now user can able to see the content and the API which client requested to get from the server. So now I will like name this is the actual server, which is server. Now this is web browser. most people not able to understand like what is a web browser. Web browser have like 5 MB of internal storage where your password, cookies, and the information which is being retrieved, where which is being used and needed by the by server in very fast and very efficient manner. Like you cannot make token stored in a MongoDB app. You can make stored in the Redis, but you cannot make in MongoDB SQL because it will be very hazardous and very expensive and like very delay to your servers and all of things, all of the factor which is related to your business failure and like downtime, which is not a very efficient way to like put it in manner. There are very downside like you user have to face many delays and all of these things. Web browser and like this is the authentication that we are authentication authorization. And hmm, and this is client side or like user which requested user. So this is the major difference. अगर इन दोनों में से ऑथेंटिकेशन अगर 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 फेल हो गया तो it will redirect to the 404 page which is page error or like page not found and like authentication is not validated or like login fail. All of this login factor come in this section. So like you have to make a web app in this manner and now this is the JWT in the form of like आप इसे समझ रहे हो इस मैनर पे बट how it is linked to the finger and now I will make you understand like how fingerprint work in this manner. Fingerprint is same as like JWT. This most people are not able to like get it but the fundamental aspects of the same. Now we will make you understand how fingerprints and like when you get to the biometric authentication work and how it's lead to the two-factor authentication and like user privacy things by generating token by scanning your fingerprints. Like when you put your fingerprint to a like biometric device, it's generate tokens based on the patterns which are which are being which are you have like you have in your hand like when you it generate the very 300 long string token based on your pattern which you have on the human thumb. So like how it's work and how authentication works. So this is your client. Sorry, this I should not make into the like red color. This is the client. This is the authentication which I am talking about, the fingerprint system, authenticated system, and this is the actual request response and the place where the actual API is being integrated and which API already exist. And that's simple. That's three fundamental things. Like when client already have ID value, but it needs like more information about the client, so it needed like authentication system to like validate and like get the all data of the user information. Oh man, this is very. So now let's understand. Let's figure out. Like when client send the request to the fingerprint, now the thing which comes is the biometric device. Now it's come to this. This is the biometric device. So it's come to the biometric device. It has like this two-way process. It has a biometric device. Now क्या होता है कि you put a fingerprint, you put it a front thumb on a fingerprint biometric device. It generated a 300 long string. Now the long string is validated by this authentication system. If the authentication system is validated, your 300 long string, it will redirect to the main API, which is needed by the user or requested by the user as per the request. So that's simple. That's how, like, it fetches it. The token is being stored in the form GWT. The token is being stored in the web browser. In the biometric device or fingerprint device, JWT token is being stored in your hand, or like it's generated by your pattern values, which is being in the same, I guess. It's a guess number, but it's not the same always, but it's the number which is being very closest to the like each other string. On the 300 long string, like some values are like authenticated, like it's generate every time, like it's the same value, but 300 long string is not. But the some values on the 300 long string is the generated every time when you put a fingerprint on a biometric device. You generate the same token as everywhere you go. So like it, you have you carry the token, you put it that token validated, and your authenticated system is being redirected to you like needed perspective things. So like both have the same token values, but the generation of token and the storage of token has been different, and the technologies has been are also different. Like you uses a biometric device to like validate, and you uses like web browser internal storage to store tokens. So this is how it works, like simple things, but it's very important in the today's world of generating web apps and like integrating things and perspective of user security and web app security. It's not very robust system to like secure values, but it has a stepping stone and like very medium range security system. It cannot be hacked, but it can be hacked by if somebody got into computer and like got your token values, your authenticated is like breached, your authenticator system is like gotten stolen. And everybody had like different methods to like get things, but I guess it's the very medium, and people, this is the security reasons, and most people don't want to like indulge in these things what I'm talking about. Like this is the thing, and this is the thing I wanted to talk about very long time, but now I'm recording. This is the thing, and this is the thing I wanted to talk about very long time, but now I'm recording.